guys, yes, people, welcome back to another live stream. It is day 2 after the end of the Euros, and the transfer rumours are continuing to come in just as we expected to. We're here to talk yet again about players that might be leaving. We're hearing that Chelsea are in the position where they want to sell players before they can buy new additions into the squad. And there's been a list of players that have been spoken about. There's also been conflicting reports on some players as well. So we're going to delve into that too, because as you guys can clearly see in the title as well and in the thumbnail too, you can see the players that are potentially up for grabs. We're going to be talking about each one of them, the likelihood of them leaving, and also the differing reports on them too. Is someone watching in the background?
Yeah, it was me by accident.
No worries, man. Big up everyone that's locked in, though. Smash the like and subscribe button. You guys already know. Big up everyone that's locked in. Scott, what are you saying, man? How's your weekend been? We didn't even chat after the Euros.
It was going really well until Sunday night. And even during the game, to be fair, like the first half, loving life. Second half was not good. But yeah, like my weekend's been good. Yesterday was really good. Went to the gym last night, so I just feel really good myself. But yeah, the game was just... And everything afterwards as well.
Who the fuck's walking around the background? Is that Chris?
No way, mate. Come on.
Oh no, Dag, is that you?
Come on, Lewis. I have no background.
Oh, well, whoever it is, it's gone now. So here's what it is.
But
yeah, speaking of that, England were meant to be putting a bid in for the 2030 World Cup. I saw that trending on Twitter yesterday. No fucking chance. Are you mad?
No way.
Do you know what's stupid as well? Like, in terms of take all the nonsense out of it, if you look at it in terms of football infrastructure, we've got one of the best infrastructures in terms of, like, you look at how Qatar are dealing with the World Cup, how fucked it is for them. We are the complete opposite as a country. We've got so many grounds to hold games in across the country. We've got such a good footballing infrastructure in this country, and we have to go and fucking ruin it with stupid shit like that.
England will England. Same way with our fans every damn time. Look, but the only thing I would say is that Russia, we were all worried about that turning into carnage after Euro 2016. And then the whole tournament actually happened and there was no problems. I feel like if England do host it, you would see that added police presence that you would have wanted to see for the Euros and you didn't see. But because of the importance of the World Cup tournament and with the fact that we'd be holding a lot more games there as opposed to we would for the Euros, I think you'd see an increased police presence at the very least. But same way, I think the fans have really put a dent in the plans for the government hosting this World Cup. But hey, it is what it is.
What you say about the Russia, the World Cup in Russia? What was the one issue that came out during that tournament to do with fans? It was fights between Russian fans and English fans.
English fans, yeah.
How come the English are always involved?
English culture. Football hooliganism and all of that.
It's not just even that, it's hundreds and hundreds of years of history.
Did you hear about Boris saying hopefully in was it 2030 or something the World Cup we host at England?
Yeah, England and Ireland are meant to be hosting it simultaneously.
For a minute, for a long minute.
But we just like the fans, people don't buy tickets. They literally go into Wembley without paying and just bombard it. It's
exactly
unorganized.
There's no way UEFA's gonna.
And that's the biggest thing, because this has been a constant problem with Wembley. It's just we haven't really seen this problem rear its head in the last 8 years. The last time I heard about fans storming their way into Wembley was when Millwall faced Wigan in the FA Cup semi-final in 2013. But before then, it was a lot more prevalent. We've already spoken about the Champions League final in 2011, Chelsea v Everton FA Cup final. I've seen numerous eyewitnesses and videos of fans trying to break in exactly like they did for the Euros. It's just, I think, because England were in a final, everyone got way too gassed for it. And everyone decided to have the same idea to force their way through. And also, they were heavily understaffed. Even with the amount of staff that they had there, it still wasn't enough because they didn't anticipate that many fans being in Wembley on the day. Wembley was packed. I have never seen it that packed before a match. Never seen so many fans there. That was at least, you could say 50k there, just on Wembley Way alone.
I was going to say, when I was watching the game, I can't remember, is Mark Pugac, I think he is, the guy on ITV said like closer to 67.
How much?
Around Wembley.
No, in the state, like in and around the stadium, with all the people getting in. I think he said around 67,000.
How much was the allocation even meant to be for that game? Because I know it was still social distancing, but they were meant to have around 60k in there anyway.
Yeah, it's only supposed to be 60. It's only supposed to be 60.
But then it basically looked like it was a full house, the amount of fans that got in.
I was hearing people who were standing in the stairwell, you know, see, in between the seats, you know, on the steps. They were standing there. It was just.
Yeah, I was hearing people in the disabled section couldn't even watch the game because the amount of fans were crowded into it.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Well, you know, keep it classy. That's all you have to say is keep it classy. You need to watch some Ron Burgundy there.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're England. We don't keep anything classy. You already know that, man. But yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. As you guys can tell from the title, we're talking about the players that could potentially be sold to finance Erling Haaland. We have had rumours about this in the past. Certain names have gone in and out. But I'm hearing varying different rumours from both Carefree Youth and from Jan Agfjortov. So we're going to look at what Jan's been saying first, and then we're going to also put in what Carefree Youth's been saying, and we're going to debate whatever players could be leaving. The first thing we got from Jan Agfjortov was saying that Chelsea will partly fund new players through selling players, and the three most likely to leave are Ziyech, Tammy Abraham, and Hudson-Odoi. We'll start off with Tammy Abraham on this one because we know he's had numerous inquiries over the last month. We've heard Leicester City, West Ham, Aston Villa, Arsenal, and Manchester United all put their names in to try and register interest for Tammy Abraham. My only thing with how late this is in the transfer window, and with the fact that we need to sell in order to buy first, also take into account the fact that Giroud is going to AC Milan. This deal is going to be announced either today, tomorrow. It should be sometime this week, but it's probably going to be announced. But once Giroud leaves, does it make sense to sell Tammy Abraham now or until you get close to reaching the valuation for Haaland or afterwards? Because if we sell Tammy Abraham first off and then we don't get Erling Haaland, then we're without a striker for the season. And then we're going out and we're making panic buys. So to me, it doesn't make sense to sell Tammy Abraham outright until we're either very close to Haaland's valuation or until the deal's already been done. We've already been saying that should be done a lot later into the transfer window than right now.
Yeah, I would say if you see us move on from Tammy before that deal is done, then there's for sure certain that deal is getting done. Like it's either like just a signature away or a handshake away or something. But if Tammy goes before Haaland gets in or is announced, then I'd say it's almost a guarantee that deal is done. That we wouldn't leave ourselves with no strikers and not have Haaland coming in. I just don't see it. We're not that bad at business to where we would have nobody. No recognized strikers on the roster, and then still not get Haaland. Like there's no way. I think we're that bad at business.
We have two.
Yeah.
Havertz and Werner.
Well, as far as like those supplemental guys.
No, but we're talking about an out-and-out striker because we still want Havertz to play off with a striker.
So Tammy's an out-and-out striker. Is that what we're saying now?
We should just get rid of Tammy. Tammy doesn't want to be in the club.
Let's just say he's the most limited. He's the most limited of them. All right.
Okay.
I would say, technically speaking, we do have two because there were reports that Broha is being offered a new contract and Tuchel wants to bring him into the squad to see what he's like.
Yeah, but
so technically speaking, we have two, but yeah, they're not like high level.
Well,
doesn't Tammy want to be on 180 a week?
That's reported. We don't know that for a fact.
But around there probably. But like, because he ain't signed that contract. If we just keep him for another year and he doesn't sign the contract, his value goes down even more. So I just want him sold actually now.
I'm not sure we want him.
I get wanting him sold. I get wanting him sold, but there needs to be a striker coming in first, and that has to be confirmed before we do that.
Well,
if anything, to sign Danny Ings,
they were done with the Haaland deal, and that they thought that they weren't getting the money.
Haaland is closer than you think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think we're getting Haaland. I just think that's like a very close thing.
I think it's easier to make it look like that from where we are, but it's still a lot further off than we expect it to be. Because the biggest issue is dealing with Raiola right now.
No,
look at these men living and dying by Fabrizio Romano.
My man, Monster, you got it right on the head, my man.
Come on, man. Musonda season. We've been waiting for 5 years, but we're here. Come on.
Charlie 2.0.
Do you remember Musonda under Conte? Do you remember under Conte?
No, it was just that one game against Nottingham Forest, and that was it.
And Crystal Palace.
2 games.
Where he smashed it over the crossbar.
No.
Wait, he was actually one of our better players. Yeah, it was everyone else that was shit that game. Sorry, I've got really bad memories of that Palace match. That was when we lost to Palace and they hadn't had a point in the league before we played us.
Yeah.
You're talking about
he almost scored a hell of a volley.
There's actually another name that surprised me, what I've read today as well. You know, we were saying we was looking for a wing back.
Yeah.
Dion Sterling supposed to be coming back into the fold.
Yeah, but he was in the under 23s last year.
Last year, with a massive injury that he's out coming back from injury.
John Sterling was meant to be going back out on loan, though.
Wait, not Livramento?
Livramento. The main thing I'm hearing is about him re-signing a contract. That's got to get sorted first.
Just stand.
But it's Sterling. That's what surprised me. When named Sterling, I was like, okay, that's not a bad shout because he's a strong individual. And he's very pacey, and he has got that final ball on him. But he can play centre back or right wing back. So it wouldn't be a bad option to be bringing the fold.
Yeah, it would be a horrible option. The dude's never had a Premier League season, and we're talking about winning titles with somebody who's not proven in the Premier League. I'm not having any of that.
No, it's just another name for us. But I've heard Dujon Sterling's going on loan anyway, so
and guys, how many years has he been?
Here it is. Dujon Sterling has interest from a few top clubs in the Championship, but it's not decided if he'll go on loan or if he'll sign a new deal or potentially leave on a permanent deal this window. Carefree Youth expects a loan. New deal has not been agreed just yet. So it's got to be a deal sorted first, but then he's probably going on loan.
That's the problem with this time of year too, and I fall victim to it as well sometimes, is that when you get these loanees back and you're like, oh my God, like I haven't seen some of these guys in a Chelsea kit in a while. It's nice to see them back. Like you want them to succeed, but like at the end of the day, most of them probably are going to move on or go on loan or be sold or but I'm rooting for a guy like Musonda. Like I always enjoyed him. I want him to. It'd be nice to see him stay healthy, but it's just not probably going to happen for him at Chelsea at the end of the day.
I get exactly what you're saying, bro. Yeah. I am stone cold after seeing Marco Van Ginkel from the young age all the way up to age 26, still not playing this shirt. Yeah, I got no hope for any of these dogs, bro.
Yeah,
just good luck
for Musonda to play as well.
I got no hope.
Yeah, for Musonda to play as well, he'd have to seriously improve his attitude.
Yeah.
His
attitude. I never heard Musonda have an attitude problem.
Bro, he had an attitude problem at Real Betis when he went back, and then he had an attitude problem with Conte because he thought he was better than he was.
But I think
he's had one decent season in his whole career.
Scott, I think though he's had 2 years of injury.
Yeah,
hell, man.
That's what he said. Hopefully,
he nearly lost his career at Red. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's.
I will say about him. I do.
I don't know if there is, but that might have.
Yeah. He might have I do agree. I do agree with you, Scott. Like he did have a little bit of a reputation for sort of being a prima donna, a little bit about like his.
Yeah,
his
I'm
talent.
seeing things at Real Betis and Celtic as well.
He fell out.
But I'll give him this. I don't think anybody has worked harder than that guy over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally. Like if you've followed him at all, this man has put in a lot of work. He looks physically great, much bigger than he's ever been. Looks very strong. I mean, I don't think he'll be in our team. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'd like to see him at least kind of regain some sort of form because he did have that potential there. But I mean, it's just this time of year, you see all these guys coming back, and you like that Chelsea in you wants to like see them perform. But I mean, for the most part, I think Broja could stay as a third striker, but most likely he's going to go so he can play, kind of like a Gilmore situation where let him get some minutes. But yeah, it's just that time of year, unfortunately for me at least.
So let me break this down so everybody understands what's actually happening, and we can move on from this really quick. It is standard operating procedure for a new manager to bring in all the loan players to see if he can use any of them before they decide who's going back on loan.
Yeah.
And they're going to use maybe the first or second preseason game to get them all in there to see what they can do and to see if Tuchel thinks he can use them in the squad. Okay? That's it.
Yeah. I read this morning though that Tuchel has blocked any moves for Bakayoko to leave though. He wants to try to get him back in the squad. So I don't know if that's true.
Wait, what? Where did we hear this? Where did we hear this?
Yeah, I read
this. I read it this morning. I almost sent it to you, but I just was kind of thumbing through it. But
you didn't want to ruin my morning. I appreciate that, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah. It said that he had blocked. He's blocking any moves for him out of the club right now because he wants to reunite him back into the squad.
Well,
so
again,
we'll see what happens. If he has a poor preseason, there's a chance that they'll just say whatever, let him go. But if he likes him and he's impressed by him, I could see him keeping him.
Years of us looking for a natural DM just to bring Bakayoko back into
No. You better take Kovacic off of that screensaver or off of that thumbnail that you just put. Because ain't no way this man Tuchel's about to keep Bakayoko but not Kovacic.
No. Kovacic's name has been coming in. Carefree Youth has said that I've been told if anyone's sold that we might not expect, it could be Mateo Kovacic or Christian Pulisic. We aren't forcing it or looking to sell them, but if a good offer came in, I'm told both would be looked into, and their agents both know that this is a possibility as well. So if the right bid came in for Kovacic, he would be gone.
Yeah.
If the right bid comes in for any
not cap, bro. That's fact.
Full cap. I don't believe it. You don't loan Billy and then say we're only going to be able to make one marquee signing. And then out the cut, just say we're going to dash all of our players. Where's the reason we won the Champions League last year, or a part of it, is that we had a strong bench, so we were able to keep our players fresh. If we don't have that, there ain't no repeating. There ain't no.
Kyle, if you're about, I'll send you the link, bro.
There ain't no repeating. There ain't no Premier League. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. This makes no sense.
And there's no way Pulisic.
I don't agree with us selling him. But
Pulisic makes the club too much money, man.
I was going to say, from a financial aspect, from every single aspect, selling Pulisic makes absolutely no sense.
So it makes no sense. But we were talking about backstage. It would be if you reached a valuation. I think Pulisic's valuation would be too high anyway.
I was going to say, that's the thing. And as Andrew said, what you're getting from him financially out of just the fee is so that the publicity and the financial aspect of it is just far too big to me to make sense. You'd have to replace that with someone. Either you'd have to look to go to do what Tottenham have done with Son, where you go towards the Asian market, or you'd have to go and find another American player to go through that market. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you don't get a bigger American player than Pulisic.
You probably could in terms of
at this point in time, there's nobody. There is nobody.
Not necessarily bigger, but as a longevity thing, Reina, for example, I reckon could end up being that level.
We should look at him anyway.
A longevity thing, but you're not getting Reina.
Yeah. We spent what, $50 million on Pulisic?
Yeah.
Reina's not going to go for less.
58.
Still 18.
Pulisic is a massive star in the States. The media over here is a huge fan of him, and the soccer fans in general, or football fans in general in the States, are big fans of him, myself included. But I don't see
the American team.
Yeah. He wouldn't go. I don't see any world where we sell him this year. But if the only kind of fee that would make sense would be in the 80 or 90 range, and I don't think any team's going to pay that.
Yeah, not in this market. But again, I've always said this. Every player we have has a valuation the club has placed on their head. And if somebody pushes that button, they're going to at least entertain the offer. There's few exceptions to that. I don't think that they would look at to move Kai or probably Mount at this point. But everybody else has a valuation sticking on their head. And if somebody pushes that button, they're going to at least have conversations about it. So
you're telling me Christensen could be sold? if we get his valuation.
Nah, man, Christensen's on the Kai Havertz level. We can't sell him. Sorry.
Okay, no, that was godsend. You telling me that just as thank you for that. You're saying me Christensen could be sold.
See what happens when this guy hangs around on too many gem streams.
Wayne, if somebody came through with like a 10 or 15, if someone came through with,
starting to lose your mind a bit. That's why you're topless. Wayne.
Don't you start.
Wayne, if somebody came,
you've been selling Christensen for the last 4 weeks now.
I know.
He's just banter. He doesn't want to sell Christensen.
Wayne,
A
if
man
somebody
said
came through with a 10 or 15 million bid,
man. Come on. That's like cheap change for him. It's got to be at least 222. Come on, man.
Nah, you're right. About 10 million. Get over and done with.
But did you see the valuation for Zuma?
Yeah,
No.
25 million's on his head.
That's it.
I read
I thought it would
30
be a
before I
lot
get-
more than that. Like, I know we've said lower our valuation fee on players, but we meant more the deadwood players. I mean, like you were talking about your Bakayokos and your Barkleys and your Zappa Costas.
Well,
Kurt Zuma, I thought would have gone for a lot more than that.
Here's the thing. Zuma did come out of our academy, correct?
Yeah.
No.
Well, he
No,
came from St. Etienne into the academy.
Zuma is in the Chelsea academy.
No, Zuma
No.
came in as a signing.
came
It was
from
like
Saint-
50.
he came from Saint
Etienne
£15
One at a
Okay.
time, guys.
Okay.
One at a time.
What did we
15
pay
million.
for him?
15 million.
Million.
15.
I thought it's a million.
No, 15.
15, yeah.
15, yeah.
It was 12 million.
12 to
pounds.
15 million.
There's different numbers. I need
Good
to look.
Lord, nobody can even figure
It's
this
3
out.
million, bro. In this day and age, that's changed, bro. Just leave it to 15 million.
We bought Kurt Zuma at a young age for not a lot of money. No,
Okay. So let's understand how all of this works. He was bought for 13.4 million pounds.
Split the difference.
13.14 million pounds. Okay. So if an academy
that's
player
okay.
comes, if a player comes through the academy, and we have two academy players on that list, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham, they have basically cost us nothing in a transfer fee, $0. So you can sell them for a lesser price, and it's still pure profit. There is no transfer fee to offset that. You paid nothing for them, other than, what it costs to train them at Cabo. Okay? So it's easier to sell a Callum Hudson-Odoi and a Tammy Abraham because you can ask for less and still realize a higher margin on the player. That's pure finances. That's pure business. That's how it works. Now, if you're talking about Pulisic, we paid 58 million pounds for him, 56 million pounds. So to recoup that money, you have to ask for a higher valuation. So let's say you asked for 80 million pounds for Christian Pulisic. You paid 56 for him. That's 24 million pounds. Okay? Who's a bigger transfer win? Selling a Tammy Abraham or a Callum Hudson-Odoi for 40, or selling Christian Pulisic for 80?
Yeah.
Numbers.
The
math
potential
doesn't
would be
lie.
better to sell Pulisic for 80 because then you get one player sold for the price of two.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you already have 56 invested in him. So you only realize 24 million pounds out
So,
of that.
yeah, 24 million pound profit, yeah.
As
Wait,
opposed
Justice,
to 40 million
Justice,
profits.
Same way with Kovacic.
I thought you like Pulisic, Joe. Why would you think it's going to be sold this summer?
I
It's
always
not.
said that if you have to sell Pulisic to get Haaland, I'm all in. Because I'm team over player.
Snake.
This is the way it is. I want Chelsea to succeed over the players I like.
No, but this is what I mean when I said I'm hearing differing reports because Build and Jan have said that it was Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, and Tammy Abraham that was likely to be leaving. But on the Carefree Youth article that just came out today, he's saying Chelsea aren't looking to sell Ziyech or Callum Hudson-Odoi. The ones that he's been saying are more likely to leave are Kovacic and Pulisic.
How reliable are Build?
Doesn't make
Because I've been
sense,
seeing some
man.
reports from them.
I'm not sure. Weren't Builds the ones that said... No, that was Christian Falk that said Mount didn't like Havertz or something like that. I'm not sure how reliable Build is. I think they're very reliable in Germany. But in terms of Chelsea sources, I'm not really as sure.
We need Haaland on here for all things.
Carefree Youth, though, we know he has links.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I don't think out of that list, obviously Tammy is probably the most likely one to go, because if you were to sell Hudson-Odoi and Ziyech, then we'd have to probably bring in another player or two. You don't think so, Jester?
No,
We'd have to bring somebody in.
no, because you're playing with 3 attacking players on the pitch, 3 positions. You only need 5 or 6. And if you're going to keep somebody like a Musonda around for emergencies, there's your 6th.
That makes sense, because I guess we don't really play with 2 true wingers, so it's not like you necessarily have to have 5 wingers.
Yeah, because Mason Mount would not play in the midfield in that formation. He would play in an attacking position.
Right.
So was I the only one that read the report? Or I guess I must have been dreaming it. But wasn't Roman supposed to be financing this move?
He is. He released the
still
funds
is.
already.
Yeah, but this is why I was asking. So Build also reported that while he is more than happy to release the funds, he's demanding players are sold to make up the money.
Yeah, because this is, billionaires don't like to lose money. That's why they're billionaires. I mean, it's not like we can go spend their money. The reason they're rich is because they watch their money.
Those sales could be done after the fact, though, too. You could still spend the money on Haaland and then make the sales. Like, it doesn't have to be like sell first and then I'll give you the money. It could be like I'll buy them, but then we have to sell a couple players. Like,
I think it's to balance a bit of the books. That's it.
Yeah,
we can't be in a Barcelona situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't think it's like we have to sell these to buy this. I think it's we're buying him, but we don't need these players.
And it's like Roman would like to get some of his money back.
Yeah, we're still a business. We need to balance the books still as a business. Yeah, that's what we want. He doesn't want to have to keep doing this. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what he wants. He wants it to be self-sufficient and do it out instead of doing his own pocket. This has just come across as a lifetime deal that you've got a free run, and you know what, I'm going to have to do this, but we have to make sure we sell a lot of players this summer. Especially players we don't need.
I think it's
don't want to stay.
Really funny.
Drink water.
I think it's hilarious that yesterday on Twitter, Jan comes out and says a positive thing about Haaland coming to Chelsea, and everybody's gushing over him. And then he retweets the article from Sports Build that Tammy, Ziyech, and CHO could be leaving. And everybody goes, "Oh, you're a fraud. You don't know what the hell you're talking about." It's amazing. It's entirely possible that he could sell any of those 3 players or multiple of those 3 players. I mean, if you look at our roster, those are 3 guys that we don't necessarily need. I mean, at all, or even
incentive for them to leave.
And
Tammy has a contract. Hudson-Odoi, I mean, you could still get a decent amount of money from him if you did. And Ziyech hasn't really had the greatest of first seasons in England either.
And he keeps
They all do make sense. It's just I'm hearing something completely different on Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi. I'm hearing 2 arguments say different things.
The thing with Ziyech
and CHO, he can't possibly think about going to a 4 at the back, surely.
No,
if we sell 2 wingers, he can't think about going to 4 at the back.
But that's the thing. We lose our versatility then.
We're not going to 4 at the back, so stop all that.
I'm just saying. Do you?
I'm not saying we go to it and stick there, but I think we'll switch for it in a few games.
I think we might
it's possible.
It's possible,
but it's not going to be our main formation.
Okay. I think it'll be 5 at the back too.
We will be limited though if we sell 2 wingers.
We always switch formations depending on the opponent.
They got Arden as well saying just sell Mount, AC, and Werner. I love you, man, but one you for that as well.
Why would we sell Werner?
Because he's trying to trigger people. It's just the banter, man. It's just banter.
I'm not fighting, Artem. I'm not fighting.
Lewis,
do you guys like the Roma defender Mancini that we're linked with for Zuma? Because that's what I read this morning. Is that we want to do sort of a swap with Roma for Mancini with Zuma. It's a 30 million for Zuma or.
Why would Chelsea want to get rid of any of his centre backs? And if he did, that's a red flag in itself.
I watched some of Serie A last season, and he didn't excite me that much from what I saw. But I don't know too much about him.
Oh, that's why. He played right back, 4-man center midfielder.
Dinishan as well saying Tammy and Ziyech will leave. They don't suit Thomas Tuchel's system. I think there's still a question mark on Ziyech because of the injuries and his lack of sharpness when he first came into Tuchel's system. So I think for the second season, there's still a question mark on him. We know that the club do have faith in him after this bad season, that he can turn things around, which is why we're still seeing rumours that Ziyech isn't one of the players that are going to be rumoured to leave. Unless, of course, the team reaches his valuation.
And to be fair, with Ziyech,
keep him. Go on, Scott.
I'll say with Ziyech, like, you know he's going to have suitors across Europe. I've heard reports that Lyon are interested, like AC Milan needing number 10 now. You'd be able to, like, I can imagine Ajax would take him back in a heartbeat. Yeah, you'll be able to find suitors for Ziyech because he suits the slowed down European style of football.
So I know that everybody's saying, you know, give him another year, but you have to understand that there is multiple reports from different sources of Ziyech leaving. It's not just one time, 2 times. He's the most. I think that he's probably been the player spoken about the most by different people, different sources on leaving. So the thing is, if there's that much smoke, there's got to be a fire somewhere. So whether it's him not wanting to stay in London, him not liking Thomas Tuchel because he doesn't get playing time, or just the club flat out saying this guy's not what we thought and wants to sell him. I don't know which of those 3 are correct, or maybe it's an amalgamation of all 3. But you can't have this many sources saying Ziyech is going to play someplace else or they're looking to move him and not have it be true.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that, but it's just the fact that I'm not hearing anything from Carefree Youth. I'm hearing the complete opposite, which is why I'm feeling like it's more of the case where if a team came with about 36, 45 million pounds, what?
maybe he's one of those that are getting paid.
Oh, is that what we're... No, that rumor was about propping certain players. And this one isn't even doing it. He's just reporting news.
I think you're probably right, Lewis. They're probably not actively trying to sell him, but I think he's one of the guys that if somebody came in with a bid that interests us, they would do it. Like, it's not like they're outwardly trying to move him on, but if somebody was like, hey, here's 30 million, would you take it? We'd be like, okay, here you go. Like, you know, and more of a deal like that than necessarily like we're actively trying to sell Ziyech.
They want 36 million pounds for him.
And that's fine.
They want at the very least their money back. And AC Milan are going to go for a loan deal. They're not going to sell him, so that's gone. I think if Lyon could be a potential, but that rumor's only just come out now. We need to see how long that materializes for. Other than that, like, we haven't heard any other clubs come in for interest for him. Have we heard anybody else?
Lyon, AC Milan.
I don't think there's no one else.
Yeah.
Like, we've heard rumors of fallout with Tuchel, but we've heard he still needs to come back for talks with Tuchel, so it doesn't really sound completely realistic. I believe the club want to give him a second season as well, but I also think the club would turn around and change their mind if they got the right offer for him.
I could have seen Inter as well, but they've now got Çalhanoğlu, so they don't really need him.
Yeah, although he was awful in the Euros. Just absolutely awful.
Yeah, but like he's not a left winger. I don't understand this obsession with them playing him as a left midfielder. He's not a left midfielder. He's a number 10.
Still was awful.
Oh, he was.
We were linked with him at one point.
Yeah, wow. When Conte was there, I think, right?
No, for this summer.
Oh no, more recently than that. Wow.
Yeah, because we're looking for a center midfielder of some sort because we need a fourth one. Excuse me.
Yeah, which is why it's even more surprising if we sell Kovacic, because then we're going to need to potentially go up for 2. Big up Football Down Under saying with Haaland, Chelsea's going to win the Premier League, Champions League, Super Bowl, and Wimbledon. Big up Daddy Roman, career mode Abramovich. Love to see it, although to be honest with the way we're moving, this isn't career mode. We would have signed him by now. Yeah. Although, I'll be real, I'm the shameless guy as well who backs out the fucking financial takeover immediately, but I'm Chelsea, so...
No. This is the career mode where you accidentally bid too low and then they start screaming in your face and you got to wait a couple months to try again.
Yeah, one of those ones.
2 weeks, I think, isn't it? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Nah, just a week on career mode.
Is it a week on career mode? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just 1 week and you can go in again.
Lewis, I've got to shoot family emergency, but pick up everyone, please.
Take care, man. Hope everything's okay.
Have a good one. So yeah, I mean I think that like again, you can't believe some reports that a journalist puts out, and then bun the other reports saying I can't be it because my favorite player's been mentioned in there. Look, it's a business. We're trying to win trophies. So if you back Chelsea, you back them to do the best business possible. If you don't, if you're backing players, you need to look at yourself because players will come and go.
Yep.
Yeah, like
if players get sold, they get sold.
The only one that does surprise me though is Hudson-Odoi. Although obviously, if the right bid came in, I understand it, but it's another one where I think the club.
He's always linked to Germany, though. He's always linked to Germany, though. They always put his name in.
What if we offered Dortmund 120 million pounds and Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Fine.
Yeah, man, that's
just stop toying with them and just give them what
give them what they want.
Just give them what they want. Yeah.
$50 million price tag on Hudson-Odoi's head, then
30 million pounds.
I think we're undervalued.
They want, it's
Undervalued.
£100 to 175 euros. I get that.
Considering that, considering that Bayern wanted him for 80 or 70 or whatever it was, 2 years ago, and I wouldn't exactly say he's gotten worse.
No, I don't think that bid was actually real.
Nobody's had that injury.
I don't think that bid was actually real.
The bid wasn't made. That's how much Chelsea wanted for him.
Yeah, that's
fair.
I mean,
I just can't imagine that his valuation has gone down that much, even with one injury. Like, considering we're saying 40 million for Tammy, or I'm hearing 40 million for Tammy, like that's what I think we could get for him.
He's got 3 years left on his contract, Scott, right? He's got 3 years on his
What, Hudson-Odoi? Yeah, he signed it to end like
2019, right? 2019? Yeah.
2025, I think, is when he's
and he's got a higher ceiling than Tammy. He's better than Tammy.
Yeah.
He's got longer on his contract. He's got to be worth at least more than Tammy. Like, at least
he's only worth 28.8 million pounds according to Transfer Market.
It's got to be worth more than that.
No.
For what? What has he done? His contract expires.
If you're signing Hudson-Odoi, you're still paying for potential.
Yeah.
If you're asking us to pay for Declan Rice for 80 million,
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
No.
You've gone for that guy.
Don't try. That makes no sense.
Let me
it does.
finish. What I'm saying is, he still has a lot of potential, and I think he'll ask him to pay so much because he's got so much left in his contract.
Yes, but he's playing week in, week out.
No, I know, but I just think there's a higher ceiling. I think there's a higher ceiling with Cho. I don't think there's a higher ceiling with Rice, or that much of a ceiling with Rice. I think there's a higher ceiling with Cho if he can just get his confidence back and actually give him a run.
With that point,
that's what I think.
I get what you're trying to say, but absolutely not. One of them is a captain. The other one is a bench warmer.
I'm
vice captain.
There's a big. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the conversation we just had, like Hudson-Odoi
on the transfer market like Cho is.
Man is a vice captain twerking for his rivals.
There's the difference.
And
mad.
What's Rice done so far in his career?
What has Cho done
for West Ham?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the what's just the level that I what's he done to get that price tag.
Cho has sat on the bench for the past 2 years.
Yeah, but Rice has done nothing.
The thing about Cho did help Chelsea in Europa League with the Sarri time, but that's about it.
What do you mean cool?
I understand.
One of them is like a year older than the other one. Like, it's not like we're talking about someone that's 25.
Just because they play week in, week out. Scott McTominay plays week in, week out for Manchester United. That doesn't mean he's good and he's worth 80 million.
Yeah, he's not a main staple in their team, and he's not.
He is. In the United team, he is. But he's not worth 80 million.
You know how much money we've made off Tammy already?
There's a difference.
Can anybody guess how much money we've made off Tammy?
20.
50 million pounds in loan fees.
Wow.
Oof.
Wow.
Goodness
me.
So
asking 40 for him is not bad then, because in all the total it's going to be like a 90 million pound selling.
50 million pounds over all his loans.
Wow.
2 more loans and we can afford Declan Rice. Let's go.
Yeah, they kept that money aside. Yeah, this club has kept that money aside.
Now we take the piss with the loan army. The amount of money we make off these guys.
It's brilliant. That's how we make a lot of money.
That's how we make our money. Although UEFA is supposed to actually
Clamp
clamp down on that after COVID, probably in the next couple of years.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it?
They're going to only allow you to have 5 players on loan over a certain age.
That's just a direct shot at us, to be honest with you, because we're probably the only club in the world who runs it correctly and makes money off of it and uses the loan system as like a profit-making system. I feel like that's just a shot at us to try to keep us from taking over as business-wise.
Well, depends on the age, though.
Yeah, so your younger players, I think it's going to be like a 23-year-old age. I think so if they're over 23, I think you can only have 5 of them.
It's 22, and you can have 6 to a
22. Okay.
Okay, so it's sort of bracketed.
Football Manager helping it out once again.
I was in the ballpark.
Yeah.
It's sort of it's kind of bracketed based off age.
Yeah, any under 22, you can have as many as you want.
Oh, okay.
That's how we beat financial fair play. That's how we always beat it. That's how we always beat it.
I will have a look because I could.
That's how we always stay in line.
Yeah, I don't think that messes with us too much.
Well, it would, tell us to go ahead and get rid of people like Kennedy.
Yeah.
And Ruben. And
Baba
Ramen Noodles.
Is he still here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is he still? We signed him in 15.
He's training right. He's training as you speak at the Cobham, right?
Gee, what contract did we give him?
About a 15-year one. What you think about it?
Jesus.
It was a lifetime deal, Andrew.
It's got tenure. It's got tenure.
Like LeBron James with Nike, bro.
No, what it is we make them sign a new contract if their contract's running out and we send them money.
Yeah.
We make them sign a new contract.
Just go. No one's going to pay for him.
We're like a prison, Andrew.
Oh, Lord.
Once you come, you're always on loan.
Oh, no.
Let's go up to Milan Star.
I think AC can be a great CDM in a back four. Yeah, and he won't cost £80 million as well. And he'll actually show for the ball when we're in possession. So
and he's faster than Rice.
He is faster than Rice.
Oh, yeah, this guy had fucking Mane eating his dust. I keep remembering that game at Anfield. Great shout, Autumn. That was a much nicer super chat. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Baba Rama's on £94,500 a week. That can't be right.
Nah, I believe that.
That can't be right.
Baba Rahman's wages did surprise me when I was looking at it. I don't recall the number, but it sounds similar to that.
Give Rudiger whatever he wants.
Someone in
the hold on, Barcelona. Hold on. Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
Gosh. We are turning to Barcelona.
You're gonna ask for 400K just right at the dotted line. No.
Gosh, you want to talk about. You want to talk about players that have been here a long while? Someone's just mentioned him in the chat. Matt Miazga has been here for fucking years.
Oh my God!
Miazga, he's only been here since 2015.
He signed the same year as Baba, right?
No, he was one of our big 15-16 signings.
Bro,
yeah. It was him and Papa.
You got Papi Gilabodji.
Yeah.
I big up Papi Gilabodji, man. What a player.
What's the stat? 100%
Don't say anything. What the hell?
You're damn right, man. My set for that.
We sell Michael Hector. Come here, we sold
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's gone.
Please tell me we sold Michael Hector, please.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Let's game time.
I think not Fulham Reading. Sorry.
Oh my God.
So. Yeah, I think Matt Miazga's in training.
Oh.
Yeah, he is. He's there.
He's there.
Baker's still there. Oh my God. Baker's still there. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Honestly, you look at some of the depths, like you look at some of the absolute drugs we've got in our squad.
This is Deadwood underneath the Deadwood we're trying to get rid of.
Lewis Baker's still there. Lewis Baker's there.
70 guys on loan or something like that. Some fuckery.
Yeah,
didn't Piazon have like 20 loans or something?
Yeah, Piazon is on. And jeez.
But he's gone at least.
Good enough wages that they don't care. Jamal Blackman's been loaned out for as long as.
He's
finally gone now.
He's left.
He's gone.
This season.
He's gone.
End of the season.
No way.
Yeah, he's gone.
Jamal Blackman's gone.
Yep.
He got released.
Yeah. Maybe.
It is the end of an era.
So
Oh
Izzy
my
Brown,
goodness.
Izzy Brown left. Izzy Brown's gone.
This guy was getting loaned for like 8 to 9 years straight. Like, you know what the maddest thing is? We renewed his contract. We had to have renewed his contract too.
Yeah,
we renewed him and put him back out on loan.
Yeah.
I think right now Lewis Baker is the longest standing guy left from that group. He's back right now.
That's a good question, Benjamin. How big is the fucking car park at Cobham? It must be ridiculous.
It's 3 stories now. It's 3 stories. That's what it is.
I'm just thinking of it as like a wide, it's the size of a pitch.
But
And you know they got bare pitches in Cobham
They still
too.
got off the same loan bus. They're on the
We
same
won't be
bus. They all
seeing
came
this
out
though.
the Same loan
But
bus.
it's probably like 3 buses.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
you know the money we've made off these players?
It's millions.
Loan after
Hundreds of
loan
millions.
after loan
Yeah.
after loan after
Hundreds
loan
of
after loan.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys have to park outside and walk in. Let's be honest; they're not. There's
Yeah,
there's
they,
not a
they
spot.
don't have a parking pass.
Ross
Yeah,
Barkley's still there. Get rid of him, please. Ross Barkley, get rid.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to get for Ross Barkley though?
Well, it doesn't matter now because we got 12
Packet
million
of
last year
crisps.
for a loan.
yeah,
So,
yeah. You could
We're
take
gonna make-
6 or 7 million
Yeah,
for him,
we're
and you
gonna
made.
Probably beer nuts.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna make a profit. Even if we sold him for like 12 million, it's still like a £9 million profit overall.
I think we have a Heineken sponsor coming in with Barkley next year, so it's like the baby oil for Traore. We get a Heineken, we get a beer sponsor.
Hey,
with
we
Ross.
finally get some pull from Ross Barkley.
Yeah.
But it's about time.
Viva Ross Barkley.
Drink waters there.
No. I can't be bothered for Barkley Club. No.
So, yeah, we bought him for 15.
Yep. We made 10 or 11 last year from Villa for his loan deal.
19 for Villa.
Alright. I gotta
There you
go, Lewis. Catch you
I
later.
bless Chris.
See you, Chris.
So
Sorry.
we've already made his money back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
these
We're gonna
guys
make a
paid
profit if we sell him.
us
Yeah.
19 million to have this guy on loan.
Oh, yeah. Big shout on this as well. Saying, speaking of Heineken, Wayne Hennessy leaving Crystal Palace. Carefree Youth has also reported that Chelsea are looking... Oh, what's wrong with my fucking mouse? It's pissing me off. Right. Carefree Youth has also reported that if this fucking mouse wants to work... Oh my gosh.
Somebody super
There we
chat
go.
Lewis £10 for a mouse, please.
Oh. Man. We're really down bad here. Carefree Youth has reported saying, finally, I've been told the club want to get a third choice goalkeeper that's homegrown. I'm not sure who that is, but that's what they plan to do. And now we know Wayne Hennessy has been released from Crystal Palace, and we know that Chelsea are interested in an English goalkeeper. So we're really going to get this Wallad in.
Oh, no,
It
no,
looks
no.
like... Yep, he is homegrown. We're probably going to end up getting this guy as our first signing.
Dickhead.
I've already said I'm not here for it. I don't rate Hennessy. I think he's a fucking fool. I really had to hold my words in there. I was going to say something else.
He's a moron.
Yeah, he's an idiot, man. I don't want this guy between my sticks. We've had enough idiots wearing the Chelsea badge. I'm not having this guy wearing it.
Well, he'll never get
It's
game
probably
time.
going to be him. He's still going to be in the squad, though, and I'm going to have to still see him at Carabao Cup games. That's still too much for me.
He's the
Along
salute
with
guy.
Yeah, Andrew, that is the salute guy.
He's
Man,
the salute guy. Yeah.
but don't tell him because he doesn't know what that means,
Apparently,
apparently.
he didn't know. Yeah. Apparently he didn't know. Yeah. Dickhead.
Big mid-20s and everything. I'm not believing that shit for a second. That's why I'm not interested. Could really just go for fucking, I don't know, Tom Heaton. Or,
Oh, he's gone to United.
He's going to join United.
is he joined United?
He's joined
Oh,
United.
bollocks.
Yeah.
Let
Okay,
me have a
we
little
move
look who's
quicker.
been released, and I can tell you.
I'm pretty sure he signed
I
already.
don't know. Nick Pope. Get
Bring
Paul
back Rob
Robinson
Green.
up.
Bring
Get
back
Ben
Rob Green.
Foster in. I want to see
Rob
some
Green.
vlogs.
Bring back Rob Green. Rob Green. Put Rob Green there.
Yeah, I'll get Rob
winner.
Green back. We might win another European trophy
Yeah.
with him.
This Ben Foster, is he the guy who puts his camera in the goal?
Yep.
Yeah.
We can give it to Mendy for some games.
Bring back Pear Check, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just pair check. No, they want a homegrown keeper.
Wait, hasn't he been in the UK long enough to? He's in homegrown.
No, but I think you got to be from the UK from a certain
Yeah.
age.
You've got to be trained at a club in the UK for 4 years before you're 21, I believe it is.
Damn. Okay.
Any Welsh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hennessy's
but he was
Welsh.
at Man City. That's why I had a little look. He was at Man City and Wolves' academy. So he trained in the country before he was 21. So technically speaking, he counts as homegrown.
Why we release fucking Jamal Blackman if that's
You,
the case?
you don't have to be English. You just have to have
Hence
played
why
in the country.
Christensen is counted as homegrown and so is Cesc.
Yeah.
Cesc Fabregas is counted as homegrown as well.
Which is why he's more valuable and why he needs to sign the contract.
Exactly.
I think he'll sign. I really do.
Yeah,
He'll get a lot of game time this year because he can play all three center back positions.
Yeah.
He's the only one that I feel comfortable playing all three center back positions.
Who's
Sam
that?
Johnston? Anyone up
AC.
for Sam Johnston?
Oh yeah.
The problem is,
I think AC he'll get re-upped. I think him and Rudiger will probably get extensions.
Oh yeah, I think so.
the problem is with the Johnston thing, if all we're doing is trying to get a third choice goalkeeper for the what's it called, homegrown thing, they're going to want a decent fee for Sam Johnston.
I'm thinking of him as a second choice.
That
really.
that means that Kepa's
Kepa.
not leaving.
Or I'm thinking
Those rumors have went quiet though. To be honest with you, I haven't heard anything about that in several weeks.
Begovic.
Yeah,
But
he's free. He's on a free.
I think he actually is, to be fair.
Yeah, he just got released.
All right, let's get Begovic back. Come on.
Hey, it wouldn't be
I'm all
bad.
here for that. 15-16 Begovic was the one.
But if we're looking for,
better than Courtois was.
let's just say this: if we're looking for a homegrown keeper for another homegrown position for Champions League, that means some of our English talent they're expecting to leave.
Jamie Cummings, maybe.
Well,
To be
Tammy.
fair, all you
one of them
need,
Baxter or Cummings has gone on loan. One of them has.
Baxter's gone on loan to
Baxter's gone on
Hull,
loan.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
To be fair, you only need 8, I think, in the squad, and 4 from your own academy, And we've got the 4 from our own academy, so it would just be the 8 from the
We
country.
should bring back that kid that
Again.
went to Paris.
If we
Oh, what, Bulka?
Booker, yeah.
if that's the worry that we need another homegrown player, that's why we were getting it. That means there's going to be, does that mean that Tammy's imminent to leave, and he would replace Tammy as a homegrown?
Declan Rice.
Yeah. Hang on, ignore me for a second. I'm just going to do some maths to work out how many we'd have.
Oh,
if
he's
we
going to
were
count
to-
on his fingers and toes now.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me do some maths.
Carry the one. Remember, always carry the one.
1 second.
Why you keep saying that CFC's time? I don't care if Callum leaves or stays. It's not a worry with me. It's what's best for the club. That's what I'm worried about. If you have that agenda for Callum, that's great. All power to you.
But I've just had a little look. Based on our squad, I'm not including like loan players coming back because obviously I don't know who's going to be in. I've counted 6. I've counted, and to be fair, even one of those was a push because I don't think we technically need to register him. No, we don't. You've got Christensen, Tammy, Mount, Chilwell. Actually 7 because you include Hudson Doyle, but we don't need to register him. James and Andrew.
Register him for what?
So for the Champions League, your 25-man squad, you have to register players, obviously. 8 of the players you register have to have been homegrown in the country, and 4 have to have been homegrown at your club. Or you end up having to, so say, for example, we've only got 6. Say we got 6. You'd have to make it a 23-man squad instead of a 25-man squad.
Okay.
All right, look at the hate in the chat. You guys don't know anything you're talking about. First of all,
He ain't
I
got
said-
no agenda. Come on, guys.
I said if they came out tomorrow and said we have a transfer fee for Christian Pulisic and it's going to help the club, I'd be fine with it. I'm not like you people there in the chat. Some of you. You have an agenda for certain players. I have an agenda for Chelsea Football Club. And if it's going to do something for Chelsea Football Club, then sell my favorite player. I'm fine with it. If the fact is, you're talking about an academy player that's been injured, that's never started on a run for this team, but supposedly he's the best thing since beans on toast. I'm sorry, I don't see it. If somebody comes in for the right price, you sell him. That's just the end of the story. Okay? And that's for almost all our players. If the price is met, they're gone. It's a business. You have to understand that and get it through your head. It's a business.
Yeah, and Jester and I already have our Pulisic Chelsea kits, so we're good if he has to go. We've already got it locked in time.
You've seen Pulisic lift the Champions League. Like, he's reached the pinnacle.
Yeah, no question.
We've seen fucking Hudson-Odoi lift it too, so we're all happy. I've got no reason to complain right now. But yeah, no one's here on agendas. Like, although I will say, like, we do have history of it, so I don't blame you guys for thinking that. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's fine.
It's Chelsea first always.
So
the question I'll ask you guys, though, because for all the guys who are new in the chat as well, Janag Fultov has announced that the 3 players most likely to leave are Ziyech, Abraham, and Hudson-Odoi, whereas Carefree Youth has said that Chelsea aren't really looking to sell Ziyech or Hudson-Odoi, but we've been told if anyone is looking to be sold, it could be Mateo Kovacic or Christian Pulisic. Question I want to ask you guys is, other than Tammy, which I'm taking out of it because it's bait, he's probably leaving, which one of those 4 do you think is the most likely to leave? Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Kovacic, or Ziyech? For me, I'm leaning more towards Ziyech, but I feel like it depends on if a club comes in. It could be, what is it? It depends on what player comes in. But it could be Kovacic. Only because it's been a bit quiet right now, and I do think there are clubs that would be interested in him. He's a quality player, and I'm surprised that he's one of the players that we would be allowing to leave in the first place.
For me, it's Ziyech just because
player of the season just a year ago, and he's getting done dirty.
He wasn't player of the season, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what he was, not last season, the season before.
No, I understand he was voted player of the season, but he wasn't our player of the season. Because he dribbled very nicely. That's my point.
But yeah, I think with Ziyech, he's the cheapest of the 3 in terms of the fee you'd get for him. He, as we mentioned, he has suitors already. There's not, because of his age, you can't develop his game too much past what he already knows. Like, you can't teach him anything new, or it's really difficult to. So how he plays now is probably how he's going to play. Like, you'd hope he'd be better, but in terms of like what he's good at is what he's always going to be good at, sort of thing. So yeah, I just think he'd be the most obvious choice.
Again, where there's smoke, there's fire. We've seen too many reports on Ziyech from different sources. There has to be something to it.
Yeah, I think it's Ziyech. I just don't see it being Kovacic. I mean, like, there's no way that we would loan Billy knowing that we might have to sell Kovacic. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, because then we're gonna have to get in another midfielder on top of the striker we're already trying to get.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Ruben makes a huge resurgence, and Ruben takes Kova's place.
But
I mean, he did that under Sarri.
Like, remember what you're talking about? How we bought Kova for $50 million. How much are we gonna get?
Well, it would have to be over that. That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was 40.
$60 million. Ain't nobody paying more than that. So that's a $10 million profit that they're gonna take.
Was it not 40? I thought it was 40.
Let me see. I'll tell you real quick.
It may have been $50 million.
40. I read 40.
Okay. Maybe
40.50 million.
0.5.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, Ziyech is probably most likely out of that group, only because it's like Scott said, it's probably the easiest deal to do for the other clubs. Because then it's not us, it's the other clubs, and the other clubs in Italy and France they're just broke clubs, so they're not going to spend 40-50 million on a player.
Yeah.
So he probably makes the most sense just based off of his price tag. And like Lewis said earlier too, it could be something where it's like a loan with an option, possibly. If he goes to Italy, if he goes to a Milan or something, that'd be probably more of a loan with an option for Ziyech. But he makes the most sense to get done.
Yeah, the thing with Kovacic as well is, just off the top of my head, and I could be wrong about this, with the fee we talked about, with the fact we'd want a profit off of him, That means basically you're asking either rich clubs or top clubs to buy him, and I don't see, in terms of top clubs, I don't see a midfield that he'd get into like straight away necessarily off the top of my head. Like, I could be wrong, I could be entirely wrong, but I'm just thinking about off the top of my head. He didn't get into Real Madrid's midfield, and he still wouldn't. Right now, he wouldn't get into Inter's midfield. Barca's, I mean, they're broke, but maybe a push, but even then, it's a maybe. Like, I don't see, like, Juve's he doesn't.
Milan?
Bayern's he doesn't.
AC Milan, maybe?
Well,
They're broke, though. Like, they couldn't afford the money.
I know, but that's the point. Nobody can afford it. We're going to set a price and nobody's going to
That's my point, is that you'd have to sell him to rich clubs. Like, you'd have to sell him to, like, a Chinese club, and I just see him having too much.
They're broke.
Like, yeah,
Well,
but I just see him having too much respect for himself. Like, I don't think he'd want to do that to himself.
So, I agree, Ziyech, but once you get past Ziyech, the most likely to go are the academy products, because again, I explained it before. You don't have to sell them for such a high price tag because it's all profit.
Yeah.
So the evaluations on them could be, you could accept less. You know, you could accept 30 to 40 million pounds for Tammy and Callum if you had to, because you didn't pay anything for them.
Yeah, you're clearing all that money.
I fully agree with that. Like, I don't.
I'm not saying we will. I'm saying
no, I get what you're saying. Hopefully, the people in the chat get it too, but
they don't.
Say you got another CHO agenda.
Yeah, that's fine. But of course, it has been reported that we dodged the Griezmann bullet. It looks like he's going to Atletico Madrid.
Good. Go back to Madrid. Bum.
No way. Really?
Is he taking a massive wage?
Yeah, because they're gonna rip him apart.
Yeah, he's getting hella blues when he goes back there.
Are we talking about Griezmann? Was that Griezmann going back?
Yeah.
Bro, he won't be able to go back. Like, have you seen like the way they were to him when he left? Bro, and even when he was there, and like there was the rumors first came out about Barca, and he like his performances dipped. He was getting so much shit off the Atleti fans, like when he was still their player, just because there was talks that like there was a chance he might go.
They don't have a striker, I don't believe.
Yeah, but he's not really an out-and-out striker.
Suarez.
And yeah, they still got Luis Suarez, don't they?
They got Suarez, Felix. I think they're looking to get Dembele back on loan.
Well, if anything, they can sign Tammy for another 60 mil. Fuck it. They bought our last two strikers for the same price. They know what the rate is.
There's a certain guy out there on a free right now who's an absolute beast, and we all know his name.
Don't say it.
Bring him home. Bring him home.
So they've literally
who's that? Wait, I'm so lost. Who's the name?
Diego Costa.
Diego.
Pick up Diego, but oh my gosh, no.
Also, they've like a few days ago they signed a striker from Brazil as well. He's called Marcos Paulo.
Gabriel?
He was a young striker. He was amazing.
I think no way is that where he's gone to. But yeah,
he's still at Flamengo.
I like Gabigol.
You know, they were hyping him so much in the Copa America. And here comes Gabigol.
Yeah.
Brazilian Prince, the homegrown product.
He had one shot, and then it was it.
Oy.
Diego Costa instead of Haaland.
Oh man!
Hey, I'm telling you, he's a great backup for Haaland.
Yeah, they did get Rodrigo
de Paul. That's a really good signing for them.
Atletico. That's an Atletico type player.
Yeah,
he's so good. He was one of the only good things about Udinese last season. Like one of the only
a 7-year
things.
contract as well.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a £250 million release clause on his head.
Of course.
João Felix has to find his way out of there ASAP.
No bullshit. Seriously.
How have they got so many techie players playing under such like a defensive coach?
It's insane.
Simeone. Just one word.
And he's signed a new contract as well.
Bro, he's don't get me wrong, he is a great manager, but like it just doesn't look like it should work.
He's there to 2024 now. He signed a new contract.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He's Conte on steroids.
He's there. He's Atletico. He's Atletico Madrid, man. He is Atletico Madrid. He's never leaving there. He's never leaving Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone.
Yeah, I'm with Scott. I have no idea how they managed to get like attacking players at all to go play there. It's like the furthest thing from a system that a good attacking player should be in.
Bro, it's just looking at it, like just looking at their team, their squad on Wikipedia. I look at like players like Carrasco, Felix, Correa, Lamar. Like Saul actually kind of works. Like he is a Simeone type player, but then they've just got DePaul and like it's like this should not work. This shouldn't work.
No,
someone said he's their Arsene Wenger.
Oh, yeah. But he wins league titles.
Saying I want Haaland now, we need to sign him ASAP. You also got to deal with the fucking 40 million that Raiola wants to keep for himself.
Reportedly, all personal terms have been agreed. So it's just
imagine we sell Tammy just for all the money.
You still got to deal with the stuff with his dad and Raiola first.
I imagine that would be quite easy.
Isn't Raiola just an advisor to him? Isn't Alfie his actual agent?
But Chelsea would know they'd have to deal with those fees before even going in for him. So
those fees are already done and dusted.
They know it. They know they'd have to do that before even going in for this deal. It's like
no question. Exactly. All that I feel like all that shit is sorted.
I didn't realise. Then it comes up in the conversation. Oh my god! I totally forgot.
I just want to say, how many people go to training with their dad?
Well, that's your agent.
Yeah. What? Consultancy fee? Oh my god!
I swear I read somewhere that Alfie is his actual agent and Raiola is an advisor.
It says consultancy fee.
I mean, he's still gonna get a fat check, but like he's not technically the agent.
So what he does is he'll go in on their advice or what they want him to do.
Yeah,
and he'll do that. He's not like he'll work on behalf of them. That's why it says consultancy fee. Like that, hefty consultancy fee, mind you. Yeah. Take the deal or don't take the deal. 40 million. Wow.
The release clause that we would probably stick on his head would be probably 200 to 250 million pounds.
Yeah, probably higher, closer to 250, I would say.
It has to
but it has to.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nobody can pay it.
Can't be the same that we pay for him, and it can't be less than what we pay for him. It has to.
Because also as well, who's going to pay that? Like, it's going to take for a team to get to that level of paying. They either have to sell so many players, or it's going to take a few years, and then we get a few years of Haaland winning.
Why do you think now that most of the Spanish clubs put their buyout clauses at 250?
No, that's been going on for a very long time.
Well, I also think now they're starting to do it more because of PSG paid 200 million for Neymar.
Yeah, that's what Barca. That's what Barca said about Neymar. They said, "Oh yeah, you can buy him. You can buy him. The price is 250." And then PSG showed up the next day at the door with a check.
No one's going to buy him for 200 million.
Who is it? There's someone in their squad, in the Barca squad, or there was someone in the squad who was really young and had genuinely something like a £300 million or million euro.
Oh, it's Ansu Fati.
It's Fati,
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. 300 million. I mean, didn't they put 250 million buyout clause for Aguero they're trying to put on as well? And he's 32,
I swear they just signed someone for their Barcelona B team who's got something like 100 million release clause.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Actually, the reason why you you're up later, man.
I gotta drop.
The reason they have all these release clauses is because you actually have to have a release clause by law.
Yeah.
In the Spanish league,
yeah.
you have to put a release clause in. That's why they put these stupid high release clauses. Because if you have to put one in there, but you want to lose a player, you put it to something that nobody's going to pay.
Hence our purchase of Kepa, because that was a release clause.
No, that's different though. That's because the club
And that club doesn't do transfer fees and does buyout clauses. It never negotiates. Bilbao. It never.
It was exactly the same for Ander Herrera. It's just his was a lot lower.
Exactly. They don't negotiate transfers.
No, because they can't. Buy him. It's because they can't sign players, technically speaking. Like, they can, but like it's really weird. They can only sign players that have been born in that region.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Who?
Basque, is it?
Athletic Bilbao. So you know how there's in Spain, there's it's not a
you got Catalan.
Yeah.
It's the Basque
it's the Basque region
area.
Yeah.
So as a club, they can only sign Basque players. So players born in that area. So what they do is then to any transfers that happen, the player has to buy out the contract, and then the club that are buying the player pays the player back.
Hence
the money that it cost.
Okay.
Hence Kepa. Yeah, that was the deal.
So that's why we had to pay 72 million for him, because that's how much his buyout clause was. Which is why it was stupid that we went for him, because literally go for anyone else that is cheaper.
Wow, that was one of those panic buys.
Made no fucking sense. Absolutely no sense.
Well, that was all the Snakes deal. We won't speak on his name.
Yeah, ban him.
We should just put
Not packed in by Werner, is what it is.
Yeah, son. Get that picture up.
Oh, what? Do I still have the photo? No, I actually don't. Sorry, man. You wanted the photo of Werner and Courtois in the penitentiary.
Of ACN next.
I just
declared. What are you saying, bro? What players do you want to see leave?
No one. How you doing, guys?
Yeah. What are you saying?
I honestly don't even think Tammy might not even leave. I think squad might be just Giroud leaving, and that's it. For Haaland, there you go, start the season.
What, so you think nobody's leaving?
Yeah, I think it's just because it's hard to offload them. Not that they want to leave, because we're not renowned to sell people after their first season. Do you know what I mean? Give them a second chance at least, and they're high valued. Not a lot of buying done out there. Everyone wants loan deals. I think we're after cash. So unless the player really wants to leave, I don't think they're leaving.
Interesting.
I'll be real. I expect us to see a lot more players going, but I also expect us to keep a big squad for the season. Mainly because of the amount of games that we're going to have. We could have in excess of 60 games in all competitions this year. So we are going to have a massively stretched squad. So I don't blame you for thinking a lot of them would be staying. But I still think there will be players leaving. I just don't think it's going to be a clear fire sale. Like, we're getting rid of 30 players or some shit like that. I think it's going to be a case of you see about 5, maybe 7 leave. But it's about the profile of the players that are leaving.
Yeah.
I think it could be one.
Actually, Lewis, I got one guy that I forgot to mention. I think Zuma might leave just because the lack of game time, and he is a pretty good defender, and will be sought after. I think that's one player I can see going. There is that one guy.
Zuma already looks on his way out though. But if we get rid of Zuma, another centre back has to come in.
No, not really, because you have Reece that plays there.
You got Reece and Aspie on the right. You got Christensen and Silva going on the left, and you just have Rudiger by himself.
No. You have Aspie can play both outside positions. He's played left back before, let's remember. And left center back is not far away from playing left back.
But you need to be good on your feet when you're playing at right centre back or left centre back, because you're more likely to be pushing forward with the ball. When you're playing that left back, you don't really need to make crosses in like that, because we already know it was going to be. It wasn't really going to be an aspect of his game he's going to be strong at on his weaker foot. When you're playing at right centre back, when you're playing at left centre back, you're going to have to be good at passing on your weaker foot, and I'm not really sure he's got that in his capabilities. You want to keep him the stronger side.
Again, he can play that position because he's played that side, so it's not like it's foreign to him. Then you have Christensen can play all 3 positions, right?
Yeah, we're wrong with that.
He's played all 3 positions for Denmark. I saw him on the left. I saw him on the right. The only one I didn't see him is in the center, and he's played that for us. So, and then you have Reece, who's played at right center back. So if you bring in another wing back, you can rotate Aspie out with with Reece playing right center back, you can rotate Rudiger out with Christensen, so you don't have to bring in. It would be ideal if you did, but you don't have to. It's not.
Actually, no.
And you don't have to see Liverpool.
We've got enough depth in that position too. We've got Malang Sarr, we've got Gay, we've got Ampadu. We're fine.
Also,
yes,
we've got
Leaving will be fine anyway.
We've got Trevor Chalobah, who we could bring back and can play there and DM.
I think Ampadu, Sarr, and Chalobah go out on loan. I don't think they get anywhere.
Yeah, I think Sarr's already been told.
Same with Gurley.
Sarr needs another loan. Ampadu, I just don't know. Chalobah's the one where I like the season he had last year in a Lorient team that far exceeded expectations, and we're crying out for someone that can be that destroyer DM or come in for a few games to be in that position. I think it's at least worth looking at him. And as I said, he can transition to centre back because I believe he played there for the under 23s.
Well, remember we also have Mbiamba sitting in the under 21s.
Maybe.
Yeah, we can't rock him. Not yet.
No, I mean in an emergency situation, you could bring him in.
A 1 game thing, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, if we don't get the signing, if we are going for a signing and we don't get it, then I can see us filling the spot with one of those kids.
Yeah, and I think out of all the people we've mentioned, Mark Gurhey is actually the best prospect we have right now at center back. Mm-hmm. So I would give him a shot before going out and looking at somebody else.
I agree.
Yeah, but
I still
do you think
one more
because
loan for a Premier League team? Like I know we mentioned it before, like a Palace. Or,
he's going to Swansea if he's going back on loan, I think.
That makes no sense because he's obviously too good, or he's one of the best centre backs in the Championship.
Dude, Gabe, I've got Palace.
I'd say he needs that step up because, like, if he's just doing it in the Championship all the time, then you're not seeing if you can make the step up. If that makes sense, like, unless they get promoted next season.
Right. Well, maybe he does go to Palace, but they don't. You know, Palace. We get links to Palace for a bunch of players, but do they even have a manager yet?
No.
Yeah. Yes, Patrick Vieira.
They got Vieira.
Oh, right, they got Patrick Vieira. Okay. Okay, so they finally have a manager. So we don't know if we're going to be doing any business with Crystal Palace as of right now.
Why would that be?
Well, because they just got a manager, so I'm guessing he's going to want to have some input on who we bring in, who we don't bring in.
Yeah, but they've probably been in talks for weeks now up to this point. It wouldn't have just been done in days. So that would have probably already come into question.
Okay. I haven't heard. Like I said, I don't think we'll see any movement from kind of the French players until after the first 2 preseason games. Because Tuchel will want to look at them in some of the preseason games before he says, yeah, I can't use this player, get him out on loan.
This fucking mouse, man.
I can hear that.
Yeah, I bet you can. It's taking the piss. Sorry, guys, you can hear this shit as well. Yash, chat to me, man. What players would you want to see depart this summer?
Tammy, Zuma maybe. And I think if we get like 35, 40 for Ziyech, then him.
Yeah, 35, 40 for Ziyech seems like
and Bakayoko.
I'm happy to hear that one as well. No Kovacic, no Pulisic, no CHO.
Nah, I'd keep them.
All right, good. At the very least, because we're keeping our wingers if that's the case.
Yeah.
I'd be really surprised if we're willing to sell both of them outright.
Yes.
It's got to be a one or the other thing with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
We're selling ourselves way too short if that's the case, and we're fucking ourselves for the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, you have a list of players. You're not selling all of those players. You would say these players are available at the right price. Okay. And like I said, most of the squad is available for the right price. If you really want to dig down to it, it just is what it is. So,
you know what? Give me a minute. Jesters, hold this. I'm getting a new mouse. Fuck this. One second.
Is that Lewis?
You need tech support. I go for $80 an hour.
Just get one in Argos. Simple as that. But carry on, Justin. What are you saying?
So again, yeah, everybody has a price. So if there's a list of players out there they would look to sell, if the price comes in, they'll entertain the offer. If the price doesn't come in, they won't entertain the offer. It's simple as. So everybody can complain, oh, we won't sell this person, we won't sell that person. If the right price comes in, your favorite player might be leaving the club. And so don't get too butthurt about it, because you're supposed to be a Chelsea fan, not a Pulisic fan, not a CHO fan, not a Tammy fan, not whoever your agenda player is. A Timo fan. You're supposed to be a Chelsea fan.
No more bullshit.
So I had to fill that in for Father.
Fuck this shit. Can't be asked.
But again, you're supposed to be a Chelsea fan, not a player fan. And if it helps the team realize, what they want to do, then you have to be okay with it. Yeah. You might not like it, but you have to be okay with it, because you're supposed to be the badge before the player.
Damn right, man. We don't do any of these player agendas or player FCs or any of that bullshit. None of us do that.
Whoa. You did that all the time.
Big up Sage saying, remember his name, Turbo Teams. Let's go. You see the smile on Fata's face when he saw that as well. Big up yourself, man.
See, you me,
right,
John,
now do what I want to do and check absolute Chelsea.
Look, you can't be mad because I threw in my favorite player in there. Okay?
Plus it's Manchester, technically, to say.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. If they're going to sell, if I can say my favorite player, my only countryman on this team, I don't count Miazga, is I'm okay with selling if it makes the team better, then you have to be okay for whoever you want, your agenda is. You have to be okay with it, because again, you're a Chelsea fan.
Unless it just doesn't make sense, because
they're not going to sell anybody that doesn't make any sense. They're not. I mean, they're not going to go in. Okay, Mendy for £10 million. They're not going to do that.
Of course. I'm talking about the reports. The reports aren't making any sense. Is what I'm talking about. The report for Pulisic being sold just doesn't make any sense with the marketability that he offers. Just doesn't make any sense. The report of Kovacic getting sold with the lack of depth that we have in that midfield already. And
it makes sense if they have a valuation on their head. Let's say somebody comes in and goes, we're going to give you £100 million for Pulisic. Guess what? He's gone tomorrow.
I understand that, but no one's doing that. You need to look at it in the sense of the way the transfer market is right now. Who has been sold? Please, somebody tell me who has been sold for more than 50 million.
Sancho.
That's it. Man United that have been saving the money for years. Who else is there?
So wait, Man United ain't really saving money. They're spending money still.
No. But they didn't spend dumb money.
You can still afford. Spend 350+ million now.
But
for United.
I'm talking about this summer and last summer.
Yeah, last summer they literally bought a 30 million young 18-year-old. They bought the left back, and then they bought Van der Beek.
What was the what was the number you said? To be fair,
the young guy they bought. My brother Tommy's United fan. I didn't even know this. They bought a young 18-year-old for 30 million.
Diallo.
I think that's the name. Yeah.
That was
I didn't even know that until he told me. That's crazy.
Yeah, they bought him from at Atlanta. Was it at Atlanta?
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, they bought him from somewhere, and they bought him for 30 million. Apparently,
I get what you're trying to say, but what I'm talking about is the way that the current market is now. We're not selling these players to Manchester United. We're not selling them to PSG. We're offering them to other clubs who don't have money in this current transfer market. In this market, no one has money right now, so it's not like we're gonna get these prices that you're saying, Jester. So that's why I'm very confused as to why these names are even put into these reports.
Premier League clubs still got money.
We had last season where no one could reach our valuations.
It just because the team would be open to selling them. That's what
I get what you're trying to say, but it's very illogical.
Okay, it might be illogical. It might not happen. Doesn't mean that the club would not pick up that phone call if somebody came in with the right price. That's all it's saying is if the right price comes in for these players, they would be sold.
If not, loaned out.
That's for everybody. That's not news though. Like this isn't something to report. If you get what I'm saying. If somebody offers 200 million for Pogba, you think they're gonna keep him? No, they're gonna sell him.
I didn't report it though.
No. I get what you're trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is the fact that they had to put this as a report. I'm just saying, like, it's just like it's not news. Like
they're like us.
You get what I'm trying to say?
They're bored. They're like us. They're bored.
Like fully. Like
no one's doing anything. No one's doing anything. They're bored. They're just putting out this. Who can we link away today? Oh, it's Pulisic. Let's put Pulisic on there. Tomorrow,
right?
It's a double news, yeah.
Kante.
Yeah, it's a double news. Because they're going to report someone's leaving, and then they're going to report he's staying, so they get double news.
Right, yeah. And Kante is unhappy at Chelsea.
Boy, I tell you what, you people in chat need to buy a life.
I know, bro. They did
buy a life. Oh, no, you buy a life now.
If the right price comes for a life, I'm picking up buy it.
Nothing I was saying was going towards you, Jester. Nothing.
No, I know. It's just people in chat. I mean, what are you, 5?
Jester versus the chat.
Some might be, to be fair.
No, I mean,
the chat.
Jester, who are you trying to find in the chat now?
No, it's just.
Now you can at them, Jester Zeno. At them.
At them.
I have
a
CHO agenda. No, I don't have a CHO agenda. I have a Chelsea agenda. You might have a CHO agenda. I'm sorry for you. I'm not mad. It's just, after a while, it's just boring. Come up with something good at least.
That's why we entertain Johnny, because the Mount agenda is good. The CHO agenda, you got to back it up with some facts, guy.
Crying,
the thing of I've heard some like defensive like CHO. Like what people say about CHO is he has way less minutes than like Pulisic and all that, and he has the same amount of goals and assists, and that's their one argument, I guess. In a way, it's okay, but
that's a player that's not starting neither. Like it's not like the man is like he's not starting either. Like,
look,
Pulisic is not main start either.
When you're trying to battle for who the best bench warmer is, it's kind of long.
Yeah,
kind of long.
Yeah.
You guys can't make me angry. It's just a simple fact as you cannot make me angry.
Don't challenge him.
And if you want to make me angry, you wouldn't like me very much.
Oh my god!
Because not only am I probably smarter than all of you in chat, but I have the certain training that would allow me to screw your life.
Oh,
you don't want me to be mad.
Man said, "I'll find your IP address." Shut your mouth.
He said, "Come to Texas." He said, "Come to Texas."
No.
No, I don't want to.
I just look. You can see a bookcase behind me. Half of those books are certified ethical hacker. Okay.
Oh shit.
I just put it out there. I'll find your IP address. I'll find your PSN account. I'll find everything. Everything.
Insert the MasterChef clip.
You do that type of stuff.
Set of skills.
You might not want to be loud about it though. You might want to not be loud about it because I know someone who can do that type of stuff as well.
So all I'm saying is you don't want me to be mad, and you can't trigger me
Don't piss off Chesters and don't piss off Chris. Because both of them will find your IP address.
How do I always?
It's a risky game. If it's worth it, then it's worth it.
Please bring the beautiful games comment, please.
Chester-born, brother. I can't be hard.
Yeah. Do I own a gun? What? I live in Texas. You figure it out, Crofty.
You live in Texas? No.
Oh, I can't be arsed, man.
I don't even know where this conversation's going, actually.
Nope.
No, it just chat thinks they gotta win. That's okay. I know your life is that sad, but go out. Hey, go visit the red light district in Amsterdam. Maybe you'll get something off your mind.
Wait, you just called them kids, man. They can't do that.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't last a week in London. Dude, I'm from Texas. You have no clue.
Yeah, you're from Texas.
No clue.
You can last in London.
Oh my goodness. Big up Sage saying, Chester, can we be partners in grime? Timo over R9. Let's go. I'm here for the Timo prop at least.
Hey,
Absolute Chelsea saying Giroud will be announced later this week.
Yeah, he's done. It's a done deal.
Yeah.
Just can't believe it's only for 2 million. I thought us extending his contract would get him a bit more than that.
Yeah, but he's so old, Lewis.
I don't know why.
Yeah, but then what was really the point?
Exactly, there was no point extending him whatsoever.
Yeah, but
we got some
he probably
teams.
wants to move. He probably wants to move. He probably wants to play.
Man.
2 mil, come on.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't even pay Haaland's wages for a month.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but okay, what happens if Giroud actually wanted like starting time? You know, just give him his starting time. He deserves it.
Giroud wouldn't want starting time though, which is what I like. He's be the best number 3 option we have.
I don't think he was fussed, but surely he wants to play still, like so he gets a chance. Maybe
He wanted enough game time to play in the Euros, and because of fucking Mbappe tax, he never got any game time anyway. He'll play the friendlies. He'll still be able to reach Henry's record. He just needs some game time at Chelsea, which he was always getting here anyway.
I know 2 million is a lot of money, Xavi. I just mean in terms.
Yeah, 2 million's a lot to us.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
to
We're talking about
2 million ain't nothing to this.
I mean, that's probably a fraction.
But it's also the wages.
1/100 of that Trivago deal. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, it's also the wages off the wage bill. So
imagine if he stayed at Chelsea for another year, winning Premier League.
Somebody got an echo.
Chris. You didn't want
to.
Yeah,
I heard that.
You didn't want to. So
Echo.
Fair dues. He deserves.
Hello.
He deserves.
No, I don't hear myself.
I'm here.
It's probably just a good faith contract. You know, if
Yeah,
someone stay with us unless someone comes in. If no one came in for him, he would have been a Chelsea player, and that's probably the end of that.
Maybe.
I still can't believe with limited game time, he's already had a better legacy at Chelsea than Arsenal.
He'll be remembered more.
What was his best trophy at Arsenal? An FA Cup?
Yeah,
three FA Cups.
But he'll be remembered more as a Chelsea player than an Arsenal.
So he won Europa League, a Champions League, an FA Cup at Chelsea. So I wonder which is better, hey?
Yeah, well,
he's been in as many cup finals for Chelsea. It's just we lost our last two.
It's been loads of cup finals.
Yeah. But who gets one FA Cup when you win Champions League, eh?
Oh, Xavi. Shots fired on father.
Xavi's saying, do the players get to rest in their country? Because Timo needs to sit his ass down and think about the year coming up. You guys getting called out, man. What are you saying?
Why? He's on holiday. Man's last week, he went to the Red Bull Ring and tried to spend time with his girlfriend, Don't even think about it, Xavi. I'll time you out for that.
Whoa.
Is that how it is? No freedom of speech. Is that how it is?
No Vernon slander, you're getting put in timeout.
You can't time out a mod.
Because IP address.
it's peak.
What's the IP address?
Mod versus mod. That's what it is.
You can't. I don't think you can time out a mod, can you?
Nah. Not unless I unmod him, but I'm not gonna.
Don't worry. I'll sit in the front row next season. I'll sit in the front row, raise my whiteboard every time he scored. Then I'll come to you all.
No way you're
bringing a whiteboard.
I'll bring my whiteboard, 100%. I'll bring my whiteboard.
You're gonna bring a whiteboard to Stamford Bridge.
Your dog that you're gonna have behind you just pointing. He's like, what's this fucking guy doing? Bringing the fucking whiteboard to the football.
I don't give a fuck who you are. Whether he old bug, I don't give a fuck, man. That's my
You're gonna
seat,
break
man.
that whiteboard over your head.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be some.
Besides,
some,
I got Jay anyway. I got Jay back me in that block 309. So.
You sit next to Jay?
Yeah.
No, fair enough. You're good anyway.
Jay Picard, you know that.
Your guy's still getting clowned out. He's Artem saying Timo don't deserve a holiday. He only started one game.
What are you talking about? I'm a lawyer, so I did pay him a lot of money for his holiday. So shush your mouth.
You're a lawyer.
You're a lawyer, are you?
That's deserve a timeout. I'm not having that shit.
No. Let's not time out Artem. Come on, Artem's cool.
Fatter, why does Timo? Fatter, why does Timo need a lawyer, huh? What's he done wrong?
What are you talking about? I'm his lawyer.
Because you act like Timo's done something wrong.
Man, come on.
Hey, here you go. Here's your answer, Chris.
What we're talking about? Wait, we're talking about transfer news, and then we turn into Vernon slander session. You might as well bring up a.
What do you mean? How is that a slander session? I legit. Fatter, you know what? Fatter, you know I defend. You know I defend Vernon to the end. Do you know who you're talking to about this? I'm just saying Timo Vernon does nothing wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I wish I
So
was on Pulisic payroll. But unfortunately, I'm not. I work for a living.
Let's get back to the topic, please. What's our next transfer news then?
Next one, Haaland. Haaland's the next one.
Smith Rowe's going to Villa.
Smith Rowe?
What? Are they putting another bid in for him now?
Yeah, I think they're going to put a bid in for $32.5 million.
It's crazy if Arsenal let him go.
Well, they can buy James Maddison because he's such a big upgrade.
Different.
Oh,
You don't know. Maybe more upside to Smith Rowe.
According to Sky, we want Griezmann on loan. They've just tweeted.
Griezmann?
I said Emily
Griezmann's
Smith.
loaned to who?
That's a great slander.
To
name.
Chelsea.
No, I'm not with that.
We won't. Nah. So you're saying Chelsea go? So wait, hang on. Are we gonna say we're gonna pay like what near 800k for Griezmann a week?
No one's paying 100k.
That 800k
What
is only there because I think 400k goes to the government. I think that's Spanish law there. I think after a certain amount, the government takes 50%.
Do they take 15? Well, that's not
No,
half.
regardless, you need another cut from that. It needs to go to 200, 150, something like that. But even then,
They're still paying Barcelona. They're still paying that. Barcelona's still paying that to Griezmann though. Still,
Yeah, they
and the
can
government
keep paying his wages.
But we won't pay more than 200k for Griezmann a week. No way.
Here's a piece of news. Chelsea are willing to let Thomas Tuchel make judgments on players before decisions are taken on their long-term futures. Absolute Chelsea has put that out.
What's he said?
Chelsea are willing to let Thomas Tuchel make judgments on players before decisions are taken on their long-term futures. That's via Adam Newson.
Yeah, that's the same thing we already know, that players are going to get a chance to
that's what I said earlier. He's going
When's
to
the
evaluate the
first
squad.
game? 'Cause I know they're going Dublin soon, but I don't know if there's any games that have been announced.
17th?
17th, that's when they go to Dublin.
Oh,
Okay, so that's
man.
4 days at least.
Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look.
No, it's just a rough estimation anyway. It's nothing too deep.
I don't know. With chat the way it is, I might have to be absolutely spot on.
Let me see this.
Throwing that shade out there.
Shade?
Oh, yeah.
You're not just doing what Jester said.
No, I didn't even hear what he said.
I said if I get it wrong, I need to be spot on with the chat the way it is right now.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I hear that. Sage saying Bellerin over Reece James. This is for CFC time, that Timo hater. Bellerin over Reece James. What are we doing, man?
Hey, Lewis, did Prime read mod there? Prime.
Did what?
Did Prime be? Is it a mod here? Not yet, though.
You're in trouble with his mod.
Be. I'm not sure. You'll have to comment first before I know.
Yeah.
Bellerin over Reece James. Why are we doing
No Schwamini news, nothing? No DM, nothing?
No what?
No
We're getting
DM
Declan
news?
Rice for 80 million. What are you on about?
Schwamini?
Declan Rice for 80 million.
No DM news except Declan Rice and shit, and just that shit's going to keep progressing.
It's just been Haaland for 1 month.
Kamara for £15 million, which we're just going to ignore for Declan Rice. It's just shit.
Declan Rice for 80 million. What a bargain.
Why are they still pulling up 2020 shit? There it is.
Off topic, have you guys seen the new Inter Milan top?
Yeah, the Inter Milan top is leng.
I like it.
That is a nice top. It's a shame you won't be seeing Lukaku in there because he's coming to the Blues. It is what it is. Come on, man. Get my boy to the bridge.
They say,
All
right, who has it?
Don't know. I always have a headset, so.
Same here.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Let me check if he's modded.
Month of
There's only one
July
Mike
is
didn't
almost
give us
there.
that top.
Yeah, no, he isn't modded. I'm modded now.
You know when we get Haaland, do you think we're going to win the league?
Yes.
I think so too. I think we'll beat City. Like, I don't see City winning another league. I think they go for the Champions League. Man United's got Ollie. Ollie will do nothing. Then you got Liverpool, who are kind of declining slowly. So yeah, I think if we get a striker who gets goals, I think it's Chelsea.
Liverpool might make some good signings.
Yeah, but obviously Virgil van Dijk coming back, he won't be the same Virgil van Dijk either. Not straight away.
We hope so. We hope so.
No, so he's had that big injury.
They're going to be back to.
Yeah,
but it's all up to Man City for me. If they get Kane and Grealish or even one, it's going to bolster their
squad. They won't get both.
No, but if they do, it'll be bigger than Haaland.
If they pick Grealish ain't bigger than Haaland.
Yeah, maybe not Grealish. If they get Kane.
Yeah, Kane's bigger, but.
I'm more comparing what it gives to the squad. How the bigger the boost.
So they're not giving actual date in July
got
for
good wingers.
Training. They just say there's practice matches in July. The only ones they have announced on Chelsea website are the August games for the mental health tournament they're doing.
Yeah.
When's that start?
August
1st. It's bullshit. There's no away fans. I was looking forward to doing Arsenal away twice in a month.
No away fans.
No away fans. No away fans.
Are they? Because
even though we had like fucking 7,000 Italy fans in Wembley a few days ago, but whatever.
Will the 3 p.m. kickoff still be on TV though?
No, I don't think so.
I actually like those.
Nah, they won't be.
It'll probably be Amazon's.
Also, we're the first ever champions of Europe to not play on the early kickoff.
Not if fans are going back. There won't be the games again. They'll put them at normal times at 3.
Yep, time to go on his goal for whenever we play the 3 o'clock kickoff. Exactly, Let's go.
Wink.
Unless Amazon do it again, but
Amazon
news page.
They buy some games.
To bet for Declan Rice.
How's that?
CFC news page wrote Chelsea are set to bet for Declan Rice.
Take that with a pinch.
Yeah, but we've known that for like a week now. CFC news page. I can't lie. He's hella late with his rumors.
Yeah.
I gotta bounce. I gotta get ready for work.
Yeah, bless just.
I gotta pay the bill. Bro. Just so.
See you, Swordfish.
just so the chat will be happy. But I'll be back again. So.
All right, Jester Born.
Damn right.
All right, Jester Born. You take care.
Bless, bro.
Don't mess.
Right, anyone got any final thoughts anyway before we wrap up the stream?
Yeah, Chelsea wins the league.
Looking forward to the tomorrow virtual waiting room.
Oh, here we go again. It's at 10 a.m. now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. Yeah.
All right, at least I get a bit of a lie-in. Fuck's sake. That's all.
Wait, what's at 10 a.m.?
Oh, Xavi's in here. Yes, Xavi. What are you saying, my guy?
Yo, what's good? Like I said, this ain't a big stream, so you can't time out nobody. Your boy better focus on this season, man. It's a make or break for Werner. You know what I'm saying?
Werner's coming anyway, so
he ain't hearing a word of that.
Yes, sir. I like that. Fata.
Yo, but when does everybody return to preseason though?
Probably
when does everyone return? Half the team's already there now.
Yeah, I think they have is it a month or until 2 weeks? 2 weeks. So the rest
is that Werner in goal? I'm just seeing stats.
Christ.
You need Mendy when we have this go. Oh my goodness!
If you think Kepa can't reach his corners, just wait. Just you wait.
That's guys F1 fault. I remember.
I mean, Werner blocked the goal from Giroud. Do you see
Kepa's still a good keeper.
What?
Kepa's still a good keeper. It's just his long range top corner shots that he struggles in.
Nah,
yeah, he's a decent shot stopper, I guess. It's just his reach that stinks.
We just, as a team, we just need to worry about the long shots and the rest. Hopefully, Kepa does well in
what are we gonna do with the Mendy situation?
I don't have to worry about long shots for a goalkeeper. I shouldn't have to worry about that.
No, I get that, but we ain't got another keeper.
Chris, everyone knows
who do you want
about him. Everyone knows that about him.
De Bruyne doesn't.
Okay, Simon Romero. He's free transfer.
Yeah, but Yuri Tielemans did, so we were still packed anyway.
Exactly.
Well, yo, what are we doing with the Mendy situation when he goes to African Cup of Nations? What's happening?
That's what I mean. We don't know.
We're gonna pray.
Getting anyone except that fucking Walad Hennessy. Big up Miguel saying blue used to be my second favorite color until I heard the Blue is the color song. There's still time to turn around, man. Olivier Giroud changed his life.
Hey,
did Ashley Cole. Come change your life, bro.
Ashley Cole got
Lewis.
when he came to us. Ashley Cole got better.
Lewis, there's actually been Arsenal fans I've seen on Twitter Spaces and everything turn into Chelsea fans. Like, just like I don't know why, but they are. They turn into Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans.
They've been fed up.
Congratulations to them, man. It's never too late to change your life for the better. You guys have heard it here first.
That's what one of them said. I want to change my life for the better and see winning trophies and stuff.
Anybody who doesn't think he's running
they're doing the right thing to themselves and they're living a much better quality of life as a result of that.
An intellectual person. That's what he is.
Egal, they're not trolling. You're trolling yourself by not doing the same thing.
Big fact.
You should come and join us. Trust me.
No, this one was not definitely trolling. He had a lot of abuse for it.
Gal, we can see the gray hairs. You may just want to hop on for your well-being.
Gal, see the big blue
Come on,
light.
Man.
See the big blue light, Gal.
You're going to sound like Smith Rowe to Kai Havertz.
You already painted your face blue, man.
Yeah. Gal, didn't think
yeah.
Chelsea going to win Champions League, huh?
Facts. Apparently, Tapsoba got an injury. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. So that's probably dead. For
6 days.
6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, so he's probably.
Wait, who's out for 6 to 8 weeks?
Tapsoba.
Tapsoba.
Thiago Silva.
No, you may need a Q-tip, Chris. Tapsoba.
Nah, it does sound like Thiago Silva though.
I think it's Thiago Silva.
And I was worried because he did make a stretch in the Copa America final, Thiago Silva, and I saw him like pull his groin.
Yeah. That was a good final at the end.
That was an ass final.
No, I mean, last like 20 minutes was good. The rest of it is boring. I thought it was quite insane.
But wait, so you guys don't know the exact date of when everybody returns to preseason?
No, but it'll probably be 2 weeks from now. If
Depends how far they got in the Euros. It's all different dates.
What about the people who exited early? I know Jorginho, Mount, and all that. They're not gonna.
They'll probably turn up in the next 10 days or so.
So, reportedly, if they follow the same formula they've done in the past in terms of letting players take 2 weeks after a final, it'll be the 25th for Jorginho, Mount, James.
So you said 3 weeks then, Scott. 3 weeks.
No, 2 weeks. So the 25th.
I'll probably spend it like August 1st. Everybody will be back or something.
Yeah, they should be back by 26 then, at least.
Yeah. So the 25th is reportedly when they'd be back by, because in the past, when there've been tournaments, Chelsea have given the players that have got to any players that have got to the final, or any players that have been at the tournament 2 weeks once they go out of the tournament before they come back to training. So, with the final being on the 11th, 2 weeks would be the 25th.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right, well, we're going to end the stream here anyway. Big up everyone who's been locked in. As always, smash the like and subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow if there is some more news, but we need to wait for there to actually be news first. But until then, take care, like and subscribe, all of that. Take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, up the Chelsea. We'll leave you with there's a random photo. I'll leave you with a good DM. Oh, not this guy. I'll leave you with a good DM. Take care, like and subscribe, and as always,